Oh no, don't misconstrue, folks. I will do this for as long as it takes until I get Shiny Mewtwo. I will do this for 20, 30 streams if I have to in order to get Shiny Mewtwo. I will do this however long it takes. It's kind of incredible that it's actually taken this long. I want you guys to keep in mind that in the background, for days, for weeks, I am still hunting for Shiny Hisuian Sneasel, male, because I've already gotten 3 females in a row. Yeah, and I'm still doing it. Day after day, I hatch hundreds of eggs. No shiny at all, let alone a male one. Ugh. I knew what I was getting into when I decided I was going to do this again. And not only that, I was going to hunt 3 instead of just being a sane person and just going with 2 and being done with it. Here, let me show you something I got today. And this is actually worth me showing you guys a screenshot. I'm going to have to recenter the screen afterwards. So if you look here real quick. So today, I caught a shiny Dynamax 98 IV Wooloo. How crazy is that? Damn, would have been crazier had I caught a shiny Hundo. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. So yeah, a shiny 98 Dynamax Wooloo. Is it Wooloo or is it Wooloo? You know, like sheep's wool? I'm still getting there in terms of recovering. I'm still a little bit of ways. I still need to blow my nose every now and then. My sore throat is all mostly gone at this point. All but mostly gone. It's still a little hint left over, a little trickle of something still there, but you know, it's primarily gone at this point. Is it a bad time for me to mention that I have not practiced catching shiny Mewtwo? Well, no shame in feeding probably won't be watching for a while since he's probably in Japan right now, dining on fried Magikarps. So today, I have 3 different shows to talk about. More like 2, because one of these shows is like, how am I exactly supposed to talk about it? I'll just mostly gloss over it. Gotta make sure you're drinking water. Ugh. that was the timer for another picnic done. So I'm about to have to set up another one, collect more eggs. So 3 different shows to watch today. So I think this is going to be the next set of shows I'm going to watch and talk about. Since I don't want to overdo it, considering there's one coming out later this month, being Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which I'm not at all excited for, but I'll still give it a chance. So, I have watched The Boys Season 2, Arcane, and I did indeed start watching Secret Level. Now, I don't know how exactly I'm going to talk about Secret Level. The episodes are short and standalone. And especially for episodes where I don't know anything about the game franchises, like the first episode, I don't know how exactly I'm supposed to talk about it. I'll just like gloss over the main plot points, but that's about it. So I texted that from recommending Oshinoko Quitten douchebag friend of mine, asking him, do I wait for you to join before I talk about The Boys Season 2? Well, he didn't reply. He's probably playing Valorant or playing Lethal Company. Or hell, maybe he's still at work. It's not even 10:30 yet. I did start later tonight. You know, instead of 9:30, it started at 10. And you know I said recently that I'm not ever going to use my living room TV again because literally every family member of mine loathes me for using it. However, I am going to make one exception. And wow, what a shitty exception it is. Like, if I ever want to use the TV in peace, it would have to be, say, when I'm alone at home during the day, on my day off. Now, if you guys don't remember, or if you don't know, or if you just don't care, the reason why it kinda sucks for me to use the TV during the day is because my living room TV is in the living room, and there are a couple of windows next to it that don't have any curtains. None at all. So the blinding sunlight that comes in and all that glare on the TV makes it pretty hard to actually see what's happening on screen. This is what I've been relegated to do, you know, when it comes to using the TV in my own house. I mean, obviously, I could just say, go to the basement during the day, where there's no sunlight glare on the TV, but like, that's what I have to do to use the TV in my own house? Go to the basement, the cold, damp, centipede and spider-infested basement? And, you know, like, if I'm not alone at home during the day, then I'm not gonna bother. I'm not gonna use the TV when anyone's around. No matter what, because screw all of them. You know, there is one movie coming out on digital soon that, you know, I'm very excited to watch, being Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I'm very sad that I never got the chance to go and see it in theaters. You know, I didn't have time. So I looked it up today. When is the movie coming out on digital? It should be coming out on digital January 21st. And right now, being the 13th, well, that's like a little over a week away. I can wait that, you know? You know, in terms of other shows for me to watch at some point, you know, there's no rush on me watching Dead Boy Detectives. The show's canceled, for God's sake. And then there's also Markiplier's Edge of Sleep. I did want to check that out for the sole purpose, for the sole reason that Markiplier's in it. But, you know, there's not really any rush for me to watch either of them. I think I heard today also, I heard the news today, who knows how long ago this news was, that Creature Commandos has already been greenlit for a second season. So we'll have to see how that plays out. '98 IV Shiny Dynamax Wooloo. You know, before anyone ever brings this up, another reason why I've been doing nothing but, you know, Mewtwo shiny hunts lately, aside from the fact that I desperately want the shiny Mewtwo so I can move the hell on, is because there's just not a lot for me to play these days, you know? Nothing's really jumping out at me as the next game I should play. Like, I just don't have anything for me to play right now. I also can't be the only one noticing that there's barely any content on YouTube to watch during January, and that's because, well, January taxes, ad revenues, YouTubers don't want to post their big videos, the big money makers during January. You know, that problem doesn't affect me. I don't make a damn dollar doing this. So it's like, well, that's not the reason. I'm just trying to preface that's not the reason. Holding back on all the good stuff because of ad revenue. No, I don't make any money off of doing this. I wish I did, but hey, I guess this life just wasn't meant for me. You know, I've basically given up on Hinge, Tinder, using dating apps. However, earlier today, and you know, every now and then I will go on and do my daily likes, daily swipes, if I'm bored and I remember to do so. And earlier today, there was this girl who looked a hell of a lot like Hannah Cherami, however her last name is pronounced. She played Julie on From. So I sent a screenshot of the profile to that From recommending friend of mine. It's like, does she not look like Hannah Cherami or Cherami? He's just like, who? I'm just like, bruh. she plays Julie on From, the show you recommended to me. And he's like, nah, man, she doesn't look familiar at all. I'm just like, you fucking contrarian. He was like, bro, you can't be using big words like that, not you. I'm just like, man, you forced me to make exceptions. Why is this Mewtwo taking so long? Does anyone else like doing this? Sometimes whenever I'm shiny hunting something, what I like to do is I like to watch some other people get the shiny I'm currently going for. So sometimes, like especially recently, I would watch some people online and see their reactions to getting shiny Mewtwo from the Ultra Wormholes. Anyone else like doing that? Whenever you're shiny hunting something, you like to see what someone else's reaction is to getting the shiny that you are going for? It's almost like, damn, I wish I got that shiny. I wish I had that reaction. I wish the shiny was in front of me. Oops. You know, part of me is almost afraid that I've at some point reset over the shiny, but it's like, come on, I think I would have noticed an obviously green difference. Then again, maybe I was looking away and I didn't notice. Alright, let's change up the music real quick. I don't remember if I played this theme before. You know, if there's what did I just say? If there's one Mystery Dungeons game I want to play, it's Explorers of Sky. It is the only Pokemon Mystery Dungeons game that I actually want to play. I don't care about any of the others. Like, none of them interest me. It's only Explorers of Sky that I would actually want to play. I'm gonna wait until 10:30, see if Dude responds, and if not, I'll just start talking about the shows. Well, before I talk about the shows, there are a couple of like corrections I want to make in regards to like the shows I talked about previously, or rather just a couple things to touch up on. The last episode of Beast Games, they had this guest character, and who was he again? Lil Yachty. So Beast Games episode 5, Lil Yachty was on the episode. First of all, I had never heard of Lil Yachty before watching this episode. I do not know who this person is. But, you know, it's like, why was he even there? Like, watching the episode, why was he there? He did nothing. He served no purpose. Lil Yachty looked like... He had facial expressions like, why am I even here? Like, why am I here? I don't know why I'm here. You just paid me to be here, so I'm here. I don't know why I'm here. Lil Yachty served no purpose being on the show. So I really questioned, like, why? Why was he even there? Once again, I don't know who Lil Yachty is. I never heard of him before. I know nothing about the music industry or artists. So, yeah. And a correction I want to make about Squid Game. So, it seems like maybe I forgot the frontman's real name. I rewatched the scene from the end of Season 1 where the frontman unmasks himself for the first time. His brother calls him Inho, like that's his name. I'm just like, wait a second, I thought his name was Young Il. Ah, I guess he must have like used a fake name being Player 1. Ah. I don't remember his name. I only know him as the frontman. So it seems like maybe I fell for his fake name throughout the show. I don't know. All I know him as is frontman. Maybe I'll wait for this sandwich to end, and then I'll start talking about the shows. There's 11.5 minutes left on the sandwich. You know, my friends want us to go get ramen a couple nights from now. I think they want us to go this Saturday. Yeah, random. These guys just want to go and get ramen, which, you know, I'm down. I'm feeling much better. And I'll probably be fully recovered by Saturday. You know, today's Monday. So yeah, I'm down. Here's the music. Ah, yes, everyone's favorite music. There's not a lot of merch for me to buy online these days. Well, he said he's eating, but he can watch. So I guess we'll wait for him. Oh. Said he's sitting through ads right now. Give him a minute. Well, it's not like we're in a rush to talk about these shows. Still going for Shiny Mewtwo? I will go for Shiny Mewtwo until I get it. How's my cold? I'm feeling better now. Almost fully recovered at this point. I should be able to make it to our ramen dinner coming up, I don't know, this weekend. Alright, should we start talking about The Boys Season 2? Oh yeah, when is Invincible Season 3 supposed to start? Invincible... Oh, February 6th. Oh, that's much sooner than I thought. So not only do we have Spider-Man happening end of this month, but then we also have Invincible. I can already preemptively tell you which one I'm going to enjoy most out of the two. I tried looking up Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I put F or I. One of the first things that pops up is fried chicken near me. Yeah, January 29th. So that's end of the month. And then literally a week after that will be Invincible Season 3. I'm not excited for this show. But I'll still check it out. Anyways, let's start talking about The Boys Season 2. Alright. So this episode opens up with, hilariously enough, a funeral, a send-off, a eulogy for Transparent. And the casket was empty. There was no body on the casket. I guess they don't have to pay the actor to come back. Because the actor was not in this episode whatsoever. No pictures of him, because all the pictures of him, he's translucent. Which doesn't make sense, because translucent is only semi-see-through. It's transparent that's see-through. You know, we mostly had Homelander and Starlight at the funeral send-off. Homelander, as always, sending his crocodile tears to woo the crowd. Though, you know, I'm more inclined to believe these ones since he actually did lose a member of the Seven. You know, we see just how pretty and touched up these guys are. You know, Starlight, she looks good, hot even. And then we see, wow, the deception that really is. Because we get a parallel to both Starlight, Annie, and Huey starting off their day. Huey now lives in an underground dump kind of place. Wakes up in a very dirty little corner. Brushes his teeth in a very filthy looking sink. And then we get the complete opposite parallel. We see Starlight, you know, her taking off her literal goddamn boob pads, her wig, taking off her makeup. It's like, wow. Capitalism at its finest, I guess. And then both of them sneak out to meet up. Not in a romantic way. They meet up to try to exchange information. About V9, that is. V9? Getting my shows mixed up. About Compound V. So, hey, no shame in feeding. How's the trip? Are you enjoying your fried Magikarps? What was that, by the way? Like, what actually was that? Was it some sort of dessert? Or was it some sort of hot item? What was inside? Was it ice cream? Was it something hot, savory inside? What was it, actually? So, Huey gives Annie a paper on some guy's information, someone to look for. It's like the dough ball egg thing in the mall. Ah, okay. It's kind of like egg waffles, you say. Pretty good. So later on, Annie actually tracks down this guy. She knew him from their like church days, whatever that event is called. So this guy, he has the ability to regrow limbs. Damn, must be a nice power. And he actually pays people. Wait, no, he has people pay him on the down low to basically chop him up, butcher him. But then he'll just instantly grow it back. So they're at this like motel looking place, this discreet motel. This guy has another person where, ooh, nice. You send me a picture of all your fried Magikarps. So yeah, this guy has this other dude pay him like $400 for him to chop off his arm, only for it to immediately grow back. Then he's like, for an extra $1,000, I'll let you chop my dick off. I mean, hey, I suppose that's a pretty quick and easy way to make money. Especially if you grow it back literally immediately. One would think, you know, if you had that power, you could easily donate, say, body parts, you know. Like, do your organs regenerate? Can you donate organs to people in need? Well, anyway, Starlight records this in order to get dirt on him. So she uses this to blackmail him later, saying, like, I need a sample of Compound V. So whoever the hell this guy is, he's going to get them a sample of Compound V. On the other hand, though, with Huey and the rest of the guys, Butcher's still missing. And goddamn Vought, they actually are spinning the story to where it looks like, you know, William Butcher is the one who killed Madeline Stillwell. Because of course they are. You know, at first I was thinking, aren't they gonna see that her body has X-rayed marks on her face? And then I remembered, oh yeah, they blew up the house. Right. So if the charred remains, it wouldn't matter anyways. Oh, right. I also finally saw this scene. I had to wait until Season 2 to finally see the scene with Homelander drinking the milk. I had to wait until Season 2 to find out what that looks like. And hey, to my surprise, Ashley is back. You know, remember her? How she quit Vought? Well, now that Madeline Stillwell is dead, she came back and I guess took her position. Hell no, I didn't finish all of Season 2. I only watched Episode 1. I'm gonna watch an episode as I go. So, oh wait, that's right. I also forgot to mention, beginning of the episode, we also saw them take down the terrorist Soups. We actually see Black Noir do it, because we don't really see Black Noir do much of anything. And wow, it was brutal with Black Noir. Slitting the throats, you know, ripping the jaw off of that one guy. Damn, I wish they didn't cut away from it immediately. I would have liked to see more gore. And then, you know, Black Noir decapitated the dude who has the exploding powers. So we see Black Noir handle that. But yeah, Ashley's back, and now that Translucent's dead, they need another member of the 7, or else it'll just be the 6. So they need a 7th member. Ashley's like, I already have someone in mind. Really? Let me meet him. They go to this training area, and there's this borderline Daredevil character. Let's face it, he was basically Daredevil, right? Blind, super hearing, acrobatics. He was basically Daredevil. But then, Homelander playing nice, playing cool, and then he's just like, so just for fun, what happens if I do this? He just like slaps his head, making him go deaf, pretty horrifically, pretty brutally. So, poor dude, he's blind, and now his super hearing's gone too, in a very painful way. Because Homelander just supersonic slapped both sides of his head, and then blood came gushing out of both ears. He's on the floor, squirming and screaming in pain. It's like, oh, so brutal. I love it. Homelander's just yelling at Ashley, why did you think I would ever allow a cripple into the Seven? Homelander basically just took charge in that moment. It's like, you answer to me. I'm in charge of the Seven now, blah blah blah. So then later in the episode, when they were, filming for their completely fake, like, paying respects to, like, the military. So we meet a new character. I don't remember her name. The new official appointed character of the Seven, whatever her name was. I'll learn her name as the season goes on. You know what? I could just look up her name real quick. Oh, right. Looking at this cast list, I completely forgot that Jeffrey Dean Morgan was in this show. Yes! I can't wait to see him. What the hell was this character's name again? The new girl of the Seven. Stormfront, I think. I think that's her name, Stormfront. So, Stormfront has been, appointed as the new member of the Seven, much to Homelander's surprise, because, it should have been him having this final say of who's going to be the final member. Well, it was actually, what was his name again? Man, this dude just basically plays the same character every show he's in. The character of Stan Edgar. Let's face it, it's just one Carlo Esposito. It's just him every single time. It's like The Rock. He plays himself. So anyways, Stan... yeah, he appointed her, because he's now the new head of Vought. A lot of capitalism stuff I don't know about. Something he said that had a hold on to Homelander that I don't remember. So now Homelander seems like he answers to Stan, whether he likes it or not. Instead of having a MILF to answer to, he now has this guy. One of the most probably menacing actors there are. Just because he only plays villainous roles. That's all he plays. He just plays villainous characters. You gonna find out she ain't a new girl? I bet. Alright, let's change up the music real quick. We've been listening to that for 20 minutes. On the other hand, with our group of characters, now that Butcher is still missing, and Vought is spinning the narrative that he's the one who killed Madeline Stillwell, Well, our characters are wanted internationally, so that's why Huey has to sneak off in order to even meet up with Starlight. They try to find a way out of their predicament. They think of ways like, talking with Rainer, but she dies instantly. Her head blows up, Suicide Squad style. So we're gonna have to find out later in the season who's behind that. Is it just me, or are there a couple of moments that the show just completely forgot about? Like, say, remember when Butcher shot Annie in the chest like 3 times? What happened to that? She just showed up in the next episode completely fine. Or remember in the very first episode of the show, there would be scenes where Huey in his mind would do something impulsive, and then it cuts to like, no, he didn't actually do that. That was just in his mind. Remember that? How that lasted for like 2 episodes and then they just stopped doing it? It's like they kind of forgot about plot lines. There's this constant back and forth. Because Huey and Butcher got into a fight at the end of the last season, Huey's constantly like, we don't need Butcher. We can do this on our own. But then literally everyone else is like, no, we need Butcher. We need him. But, Butcher's missing. Nobody knows where he is. Nobody knows if he's even alive. And, he's quote-unquote wanted as well, assuming he's not dead. Since Vought is making him out to be the villain, killing the person basically on top for Vought. We actually don't learn where he's been this whole time. Another bot in chat. Must remove. Alright, it's dealt with. Yeah, we don't actually learn where Butcher's been this whole time, and it's actually not really clear how long of a time jump there's been since the end of Season 1. I would assume a decent amount, maybe like a couple months. Not only do they have an entire underground operation, completely set up at this point, almost like, the Penguin, their underground drug operation, and they have to make money somehow. But, there was also enough time between seasons for Vought to learn about Madeline Stillwell's death, the supposed involvement of, Billy Butcher, and they had enough time to make an entire damn movie about it. If not a movie, then at least like a short film. You know how long the process is to make a movie and then put it out? You need to pitch the idea, you need to have it greenlit, casting, shooting the film, editing, advertising, and we all know Vought loves their advertising. So yeah, a damn good amount of time should have passed since the first season. So, by the end of the episode, Butcher just shows up out of nowhere. Like, literally. And, well, that's pretty much the first episode. Unless I'm forgetting something. We did see small moments like A-Train is still in a coma. God, I can't stand that character. A-Train is such a douchebag. Man, I still can't get over his empty apology to Huey. He's like, hey man, sorry I killed your girlfriend. Anyways, we done? Can I go now? Did I miss anything about the first episode? I know for all you guys watching, the first episode of Season 2 was long ago, years ago at this point. You know, I don't know if I've mentioned this yet. Madeline looks a hell of a lot like Madison. Kim Dickens. Like, holy hell, they look so familiar. Well, not familiar. They look so alike. You know, these two blonde white ladies look so alike. What was the actor's name? Mary Sue? No, Elizabeth Sue. Whoops. Mary Sue. Yeah, Elizabeth Sue looks so much like Kim Dickens. I think I got a cut on my lip. Like the top corner of my lip. Yeah, I feel it stinging. Well, there was also this small moment where, you know, these guys are looking at where their, I suppose, a drug shipment came in, and they see that the boat unloading it with the people also carried a soup terrorist. So they got a soup terrorist on the loose. They're gonna have to deal with that as well. Man, there was also this stupid conference meeting of people trying to think of names for the soup terrorist. It's like, what do you think of soup terrorist? How does that branding sound? It's okay. Or what about super powered terrorist? Super evil. And then Homelander's just like, man, super villain. That's it. That's all you need to do. Super villain. It's like, are you serious, people? Like, I know the word... I know the trademark for the word superhero, all one word without a space. The trademark for that expired only recently, but like, I don't think super villain... I don't think that has necessarily a trademark on it. But then again, there's probably a trademark for everything these days. Did I forget anything about episode 1? Other small moments like, you know, Annie's mom is texting her, but she's not texting back. And assuming how long it's been since the end of season 1, she hasn't spoken to her mother in quite a while. You know, I also saw online, I didn't realize just how much drama, controversy, just negative backlash there's been over Squid Game Season 2. In particular, the casting of T.O.P. as Thanos. I never heard of this guy until literally this season. So, I didn't really think anything of it. I didn't know his backstory. It turns out a lot of people in Korea really don't like him. Don't like him in the show. In fact, it seems like there was even a call for a boycott for the second season just because he was going to be in it. A lot of people I saw online, like a lot of Koreans, were also criticizing his poor acting skills. I, for one, as well as a lot of Westerners, a lot of Americans, thought his acting looked fine. Thought he was actually pretty good. We actually really enjoyed his character. You know, I didn't know that his character was so close to literally the person playing him. You know, a failed rapper with a drug addiction. It's like, I didn't know it was that close. I never heard of this guy before the show. And you know, I liked him in the show. I liked his character. I thought his acting was fine. Right? Turns out he's been out of the spotlight for quite a while. Took a break, you know, out of mainstream media in order to really unwind and, you know, get his life back in order a bit. Which, you know, good for him. I will soon go use the bathroom, and then we'll come back and, I guess, talk about Arcane. Literally, like, half an entire group of people told me not to watch the show, and the others, well, they weren't telling me to watch it, but they weren't against it, you know? I don't know, what's the problem with Arcane? I heard it's a pretty good show, and that you don't need prior League of Legends knowledge to watch the show. So I was like, what's the problem watching it? I watched the first episode. I'm gonna continue watching the show. Not because I'm hooked or anything, but mostly because I hear it's a good show. So I'm gonna watch it and give it a shot. Obviously, if it sucks or if it's not for me, then I'll drop it. But, you know, I'm gonna give it a chance. I've only seen the first episode. What's funny is I'm positive, I am 99% sure, the people who told me not to watch the show have not seen the show themselves. Like, I am positive. Anyways, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick, and then we'll start talking about the show. Ugh. Alright, I'm back. Ugh. Alright, so, watching the first episode of Arcane, I gotta say, something I noticed immediately were some of the voices. Some of the voices I recognized almost immediately. Like, hearing the voice of Vi, a part of me was unsure. It's like, did that sound, is that Haley Steinfeld? It kind of sounds like Haley Steinfeld. I looked up the cast. Yup, it was Haley Steinfeld. Also, the opening theme song to this show is, what's the song called? Enemy? You know, the thing that goes like, everybody wants to be my enemy. Is that where this song came from? Is it this show? Is that where this song came from? Once again, I know nothing about music. I don't even use Spotify. So, the opening to the episode, and I also have to say as well, I know nothing about League of Legends. Just as this show was advertised, you don't need any League of Legends knowledge to watch the show and understand it. Well, at the moment, it seems like a little bit of background knowledge would have been nice for the first episode. Yet, we'll see. We'll have to see. And that's why I'm not really hooked on the show yet. Episode 1, I was pretty lost watching. You know, I don't know what was happening. Don't know who the characters are. What the setting is. What the situation is. So yeah, I'm not really hooked at the moment. So, we'll see. So the opening, it looks like this battle's going on a bridge. It's cloudy, there's like red, orange-ish clouds on the battlefield, there's dead bodies dropping everywhere, and then we meet two little girls who seemed like they were orphaned during this conflict. There's this bigger guy who seems to have, like, taken them in. I can only assume that's, like, Vander, who we meet later in the episode. So we jump a little bit forward in time, and we meet these kids a little bit grown up, plus two new people. So obviously we meet Vi, she's like the older sister. We meet Powder, which kind of threw me off that her name was Powder. I thought her name was Jinx. I guess that's like a code name, like a nickname, like a superhero name. You know, like Spider-Man to Peter Parker. I don't know, it just threw me off. I kind of thought her name was literally Jinx. Okay, so we meet Powder. We meet Clagger. And then we also meet Peter Parker. I mean, Yosuke Hanamura. I mean, Milo. I swear, Yuri Lowenthal, he just loves to voice in everything video game adaptation, doesn't he? Yeah, I instantly recognize that's Yuri Lowenthal. At this point, I recognize his voice and know his name to a T. Let me drink some water. So yeah. Once again, I don't know too much about the plot, the lore, the characters, so I can only give a brief TLDR description of how the episode played out. So, these four characters are roof jumping in order to get to this, like, penthouse to try to rob it. So they do this parkour in order to avoid being spotted by the guards, the police of the city. You know, avoid getting aggroed by them. Or getting them aggroed. So they make it into the penthouse, they start pillaging, stealing whatever they can. Powder, she actually finds a little treasure chest full of these like blue stones that have a very big destructive power. I have no idea what they are. Because of that explosion caused by the little blue stone, well, now attention's brought onto them. They need to run away from authorities, so they hop down a sewage chute to get away from them. Well, they also encounter another group of kids who, you know, want a piece of the pie. So a big, like, alleyway brawl starts. Powder runs away because, you know, she's the youngest. All the big kids are dealing with the bullies. They're fighting them off. Powder was given all the loot, all the treasure to hold on to. However, this, like, almost, you know, Scully-looking kid. What was the kid's name again from Toy Story? You know, he chases her down, and to make sure that he doesn't get his hands on it, she throws it into, like, the water. So the treasure's gone. Well, so the heist was a big bust because they lost all the good stuff. Now they need to return back home, which looks like an underground city. And I swear, where have I seen this before? The way they go down into that underground city, it looks like, you know, they take an elevator down to it, and then you're in this giant open space. Where have I seen that before? I've seen something else like that before, where you take an elevator chute down to like a big underground city, and then the camera pans out to show just how big it is. Where else have I seen that before? So anyways, we meet Vander, who at first, when I first heard his voice, I'm just like, Kano? Specifically from MK11. Yeah, I'm just like, Kano? Seems like Vander has some sort of deal with the law enforcement. But, you know, so the law enforcement wants to make an example of the people responsible. They know Vander knows who, but Vander won't sell out his people. You know, they like have a deal going on. I don't remember exactly the details of the deal. Hold on. So anyways, like, the kids, they talk about how much of a screw-up Powder is. Vi, being the big sister, defends her, and then we have this, like, heart-to-heart moment between Vi and Powder, where Powder reveals that she has these, like, blue stones that she took, and they don't know what they are, they don't know what they do. They decide to keep it from Vander, not telling him. It'll be their little secret. And then the end of the episode, we cut to this, like, I don't know, villainous group, where the boy trying to steal the goodies from them reports back to this villain guy. We see him doing experiments on a rat that killed a hairless cat. That is, like, the most bare bones rundown of the episode I can do. Because, like, I don't know the characters' names, I don't know motives, I don't know the plot. You know, same thing. The further we go into the show, the more episodes I watch, the more characters, names I'll learn, and the more I'll understand what the story's like. But, you know, it's like, so far, it's whatever. It's it's decent. Animation's pretty good, pretty fluent, it's smooth. The plot's not hooking me yet, just because I don't know what's going on. I'll give it a shot, you know. I'll continue with the show. But, yeah, I'm not really sure what's happening in the show just yet. Gonna have to watch more to find out. And you know, speaking of not really knowing what's going on, let's talk about the first episode of Secret Level. So, once again, I just want to preface that I know nothing of Dungeons and Dragons, so I'm not a fan of the franchise, so forgive me. So because of my lack of knowledge for Dragons and Dungeons, I don't really know what was happening in this episode. I could very much easily just, you know, skip the episodes of game franchises I know nothing about and have no interest in. But it's like, well, meh. I mean, the episodes are short enough, you know? This episode was like 15 minutes long. I can spare a couple minutes of my day just watching something, you know, even if I don't have any interest, even if I don't understand, you know? I can at least appreciate, like, the very clean and very good animation. I don't know if the animation style will remain the same for every episode. We'll have to see. Oh my god, I can only imagine how expensive it was to animate it like this. Because, like, wow, that animation style was clean. Borderline uncanny when it comes to some of the more human faces. So, anyways, episode 1 of Secret Level. It was a Dungeons and Dragons themed episode. And I didn't know what was happening. We meet this kid, this young boy that has some sort of, like, curse on him. He gets found by a group. The group, I guess, take him to a dragon to cure him of whatever is wrong with him. This other group starts attacking them. The dragon cures him by ridding him of whatever evil curse, evil eminence, evil residue, whatever is in him. The dragon absorbs it, but then it corrupts the dragon, and then the dragon becomes like Ghidorah. Even though I think the character called it Tiamat. I don't know, it looked more like Ghidorah to me. It had like fire, electric, and ice breath for all three heads. It was more like a, you know, a King Gleeok. So, you know, they're about to fight the three-headed dragon, and then the episode cuts off. You know, it's a very short episode. And because I don't know anything about Dungeons and Dragons, that's like really all I can say about the episode. Well, that's all the episodes I have to talk about. By the way, dude really dipped when I was about to talk about Arcane. Because he was one who told me not to watch it. Yet he recommended From to me. You know, I was telling a friend of mine about this dude today. I'm just like, yo, I told him, we started with the whole story. I'm just like, so, I saw this girl on Hinge who looks a lot like Hannah Jeremy. I sent it to him, expecting him, of all people, to recognize her. Well, since you're here, you're gonna hear about us talking behind your back. So yeah, I sent the picture to you, expecting you to recognize the face. I guess not. I guess I put too much faith into you. So I basically told this guy, this friend of mine, like... So I basically told our friend about you. Being like, yo man, so this guy... So a friend, he picked up on, like, the fact that I really seem like I don't like From. Because I told him, too. I told him Season 1 was eh. And I swear to God, Season 2 better bang or I'm quitting this fucking show. He's just like, you really don't like this show, do you? I'm just like, it's not that. It's mostly behind the scenes drama with this fool right here. I'm just like, yo, buddy, do me a favor real quick. Watch this. It was a scene of Rick and Shane talking in that car. I told him, like, this isn't even 10 minutes into the first episode. And he already complained it was boring when this motherfucker recommended From to me. Where the show is 90% all talking. And that, this is words from your mouth. You said you liked the show for the theorizing aspect of it. And I'm just like, yeah, that baffles me too, because Season 1 ain't give shit to make any theories on. Then again, I suppose if I watched Season 2 before Season 1, I would have, understood the vision better, huh? Maybe I would have had my third eye open had I skipped all of Season 1 and jumped straight to Season 2. Man, I'm never letting that die down. You know that? I'm never letting you live that off. The Walking Dead, whose pilot episode is regarded as one of the greatest of all time, and you complain it was boring 10 minutes in. Good job, buddy. Season 2 of From was fire, so was the first fucking episode of The Walking Dead! Though you called that boring 10 minutes in now, didn't you? So it's kind of hard for me to believe your judgment of what's good, when 10 minutes into an episode and you said it was boring. Not 10 minutes? You're right. It was more like 8 minutes. Even better. You didn't even make it 10 minutes into the episode before calling it boring. 10 minutes was generous. You had the opening sequence of Rick trying to find gas and then shooting the little girl Walker. Intro sequence. And then, the first scene, which is a flashback to pre-apocalypse, is Rick and Shane talking in the car. So, hold on. How long was that? How long was that opening sequence? Hold on. Thanks to YouTube. Okay, it's 4.5 minutes long. And then the opening sequence is like 45 seconds long. So 5 minutes into the episode. And then the scene itself is 4 minutes. Congratulations! That's about 8.5 minutes. You didn't even make it to 10 minutes before calling the episode boring. Congratulations, buddy! Good for you. Oh no, it's 35 seconds, the opening sequence. So, yeah, 8 to 9 minutes before you called the episode boring. Good for you, man. Good job. Some shows ain't for some people, though. I get that. But what really has me scratching my head is that you called this show boring not even 10 minutes in because it was just two characters talking. And yet you watched an entire show where it was just two people talking. How does that make sense? Some people don't like that pacing. The fuck you talking about pacing? Pacing was absolutely terrible in the first season of From. What the fuck you know about pacing? Yeah, but I started season 2 at 2 times speed. Wow, that explains it. Brain rot and destroyed attention span. The future generations are fucked if we are already this bad. You know, my brother-in-law, he actually, unironically, watches things at 2 times speed. Like, actually, he literally puts the speed of the episode at ×2 speed to watch it. You know, that friend of mine, surprisingly enough, I suppose he watched a bit of Walking Dead as well. Because after I showed him the scene, like, yo, do me a favor, watch the scene real quick. Yeah, he called the scene boring. To my surprise, he actually asked me, like, yo, what do you think of what Shane did? I'm just like, which part? Shane did a lot of things. And then he replied, with the wife. And yet again, I'm just like, which part? Shane did a lot of things with Lori. You talking before or after Rick came back? If it was before, you can't really blame them, right? They both thought Rick was dead. The world fell apart. You know, you can't really blame them. But, like, if we're talking after Rick came back, then it's like, yeah, Shane lost his mind. However, you know, it really is a test of time and writing to see that people these days, like to this day, still talk about the characters of Shane, Lori, saying like how, you know, Shane was right, Rick was, you know, unprepared for the apocalypse, or even vice versa. People flip it around. Rick was the one prepared for the apocalypse and not Shane. And then there are still people these days saying, like, it was Lori's fault because she actually teased Shane, giving him hope that there would be anything between them. And that's what drove Shane to madness, trying to kill Rick. It's like, people these days still talk about these characters. Which, you know, is just a testament of how well the characters were written. So yeah, this seems to be the batch of shows I'm watching for now. The Boys Season 2, Arcane, Secret Level. I still have the rest of Beast Games to finish as the episodes release. As well as happening soon, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and Invincible Season 3. Let's talk about Beast Games Episode 4 when they picked the leaders. Which one was that again? Are you sure that was Episode 4? Or are you thinking Episode 5? Because Episode 4 was them competing for the golden tickets to get onto the helicopters. Episode 5 was the actual one where they were competing for the island. I mentioned all of this last time too when you were playing Lethal Company. You know, I was saying how for episode 5, if there was one person who I was hoping would not win the island, it was that lady. You know, not because I don't want a black woman to succeed. No. It's because of just her attitude throughout the episode. It's like, wow. I'd rather someone nicer win the island. And then she ended up in the top 2. So now we have to wait until the next episode where she has a 50-50 shot to win that goddamn island. Excuse me. It's made to believe she's gonna win. I'm sure they'll pull a yeah, no. I mean, hey, fair is fair. If she wins, then she wins. And you know, I said this last time as well. If I was in the show, I will not compete for that island, because what the hell I'm gonna do with a damn island, right? Yes, I can sell the island for 1.8 mil, and that's pretty much it. Sure, I have my own private island, where, you know, I can take unlimited like, coastal vacations as many times as I want, but then it's like, well, just because I have an island doesn't mean I have, like, infinite ways to get onto that island, right? I'll still need to pay for my own boat ride or helicopter ride there every single time. You know, the island doesn't come with a contract that has unlimited free trips to your own island. So unless it comes with a yacht that I can drive to my own private island, well, I would have to pay out of pocket to get to my own island every single time. Think about the unlimited liminal spaces you can take on your very own island, though. I mean, liminal spaces, you have to be in the right place. You know, like an abandoned, empty trail in the middle of the woods. That's liminal. But if it's literally just forest, it's a little harder to call it liminal. Or an empty beach. You know, that's more relaxing and less like, ugh, I'd rather not be there, right? You don't really see too many liminal pictures of abandoned islands, right? And you know, let's say, like I mentioned this last time too, let's say I miraculously was on the show and I made it to this very point, where the next person being eliminated was going to be determined by everyone else still in the game who did not compete for the island. They needed to vote for the person they did not want to continue. Let's say I miraculously made it up to that point. I would have been screwed at that point. I would have been voted off in a heartbeat. Because let's think about what I would have done up to this point. I absolutely would have folded and pressed that button to win 1,000,000, eliminating my entire team. I absolutely would have done that. And let's say I actually made it past that cube game where it's the 3 of us and only, 2 can progress. And like I said before, had I pressed the button, won 1,000,000, eliminated a bunch of competition, and was still able to compete for another 5 mil, whoever 2 were with me in that cube, they would not let me progress. They would see me as selfish, as a villain. They would see me as only in the game for myself. They would rather us all go down than let me progress to win another 5 mil. So no way in hell I would have progressed. But let's say I did. Let's say I did. I have $1,000,000. I'm on my way to not only win an island worth 1.8 mil, but also the chance to win another 5 mil. Yeah, the people would have voted me off. Same thing. They're gonna think, that guy's only in it for himself. He's a villain. He's a super villain. He betrayed his entire team. He's only in it for himself. He's only in it for the money. He's not making any friends. Nobody really likes this stupid ass. And, like I said before, if you guys haven't realized, I'm not really good with talking to people. I'm not very social. If I were on Beast Games, I'm not there to make friends, because only one person can win. Yes, it's a good idea to make friends, to have allies, but still, it's like, well, you grow attached, that just makes it harder for you to actually move on. So if I was in that position, I absolutely would have been voted off. Through the voice of the people, I would have been screwed. You know what else I thought funny? The game where the 3 of them, like down to the last 3, they had to move up to claim a golden coconut. I thought it was funny that Mr. Beast used, of all things, a spray-painted coconut. Out of everything Mr. Beast could have used, he chose to use a spray-painted coconut. Like, he had literal gold coins with his logo printed, and yet he chose a coconut he spray-painted yellow. Like, you ran out of budget for the props? Do you have a strategy on hiding, hide and seek? Hiding from the Navy SEALs? Because I already said my strategy. Mr. Beast didn't specify you have to wear the very obviously blue, standing out uniforms. So I would have taken that off to blend in more. Then again, how pale I am, I probably would have just reflected the sunlight off of me, blinding all the Navy SEALs. And I'm not exaggerating, I am pale. I'm not outdoors very often, I don't get much sunlight. There are times where I'd be paler than a white person, but that's besides the point. So yeah, I would, climb up high onto a tree despite having no climbing abilities. I would more likely just bury myself. Piles and piles of branches, mud, just sticks, just whatever. Just bury myself into a giant pile. Not so giant, where there's obviously a pile there that's not natural, right? Oh yeah, during the game where they all had to step towards the golden coconut, I just thought these two dudes were pretty stupid to place their faith in her. It's like, seriously? You're gonna gamble it all on your faith on her instead of just trying to win for yourself? Seriously? But whatever. You know, in the first game where you have to self-eliminate, why not just press the button of the person next to you while they're distracted? I don't think that's how it works. It's not the button in front of you, it's you volunteering, right? So you press the button next to you, well, you still press the button. I don't think that's how it works, buddy. And what was that dude's name again? Lil what? Lil Yachty. I literally never heard of this guy before watching this episode. So yeah, Lil Yachty was in the episode, and I'm just wondering why. He did nothing. He contributed nothing to the episode. Why was he even there? Like, if you watched him throughout the episode, he was also like, yeah, why am I here? Mr. Beast just offered me a bag to show up, so now I'm here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Like, Lil Yachty was there for absolutely no reason. Like, he did nothing, and then just bam, he wasn't in the episode anymore. Nobody remembered him being in the episode. And this guy being what I can assume to be a big celebrity in the music world, it probably wasn't cheap to bring him on, right? Like, bare minimum, I would say bare minimum, and this is generous already. Bare minimum, $1 million to get him to show up. I know that's generous, it probably costs like 5 mil to get him on. So Mr. Beast, let's say, spent $1 million on this guy just to show up. And wow, money well spent. Yeah, he did nothing. He contributed nothing to the episode. Good job, Jimmy. Good job, Mr. Beast. I will be shocked if it turns out Lil Yachty did this for free. He's just like, yo, Mr. Beast, I hear you filming a show right now. Can I cameo? You know, it'd be great for publicity. I'd be shocked if he showed up on the show for free. So yeah, I don't know who Lil Yachty is. Never heard of him before. Never heard anything that he's made before. Unless I have and I just didn't know it was him. Yeah. He's gonna be a part of episode 6 too? We shall see. Let's see. Let's see if he actually will be, though. Yo, the shiny Mewtwo is really taking its time. We are, like, coming up to 22 hours hunting for this Mewtwo with no shiny. Just think about how gratifying it's going to feel once the shiny finally shows up. And then watch the next hunt after this be even worse. Take even longer. Anyways, anything else you want to mention for Beast Games Episode 5? We are halfway into the show. There's only 10 episodes and we're 5 in. I'm probably gonna wash my hair after this. I didn't wash my hair this morning. I normally don't wash my hair at night because, well, I get bedhead in the morning and then I just need to wash my hair again in order to make it look decent for the workday. So I typically just save washing my hair for the morning. However, tomorrow I've been granted a day off in exchange for my day off on Thursday. So this week I'm going to take Tuesday off instead of Thursday. You know, I think this Thursday what my family's going to do is we're going to go to, yet again, that Chinese temple where we do our annual Chinese New Year praying. Or at least they do. I just tag along because I have to. And then because we're getting up early in the morning to do that, well, we're all just gonna go to work. So that's why I'm going to work on Thursday. You know, we're all gonna go to the temple, and then we're all just gonna go to work. Whoops. So because I don't need to work tomorrow, it doesn't matter if You just sent me Lil Yachty Boom featuring Ugly God. I obviously can't listen to it right now. I'll listen to it afterwards. It's an old song. Yeah. I know absolutely nothing about the music industry. I know more about, you know, Hollywood and the acting industry, the movie making industry. However, I know zilch about music. I know absolutely nothing when it comes to the music industry. So yeah, that's probably why I'll wash my hair tonight, so I can have a clean head before going to bed. And also tomorrow I'm at home, so it doesn't matter if I have a messy head in the morning or not. You know what really sucks? Aside from the fact that I am borderline bald. Like, if I even go one day without washing my hair gets all greasy. The greasier it gets, the more, you know, apart the hair gets, because it all clumps together, showing just truly how bald I really am. When my hair is clean, well, it's a lot poofier. It's a lot drier and poofier, so it covers up a lot more bald spots. See, that's why it really sucks that I need to wash my hair basically every day. Because if not, well, you really get a good look of, you know, my scalp. And given just how many people are taller than me, well, I'm sure the view's not really great from up there. So, yeah, I do need to wash my hair basically every day. It really is crazy how long this Mewtwo is taking. You know, it's not even full odds. I have the shiny charm here. I have to be at least double odds right now. You know? And yes, my voice did crack. Well, maybe if not double odds, then at least 2,000, right? No, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I'm probably double odds. Holy moly, why is this Mewtwo taking so long? How about we listen to a little more, like, more upbeat version of that song? You know, my shiny luck is absolutely horrendous for this month of January. Yes, I got a double XS shiny in Pokemon Go, as well as a 98 IV shiny Dynamax Wooloo today, but still, it's like, my luck is pretty bad this month. You know, this Mewtwo is taking an eternity, as well as I am still going for Sneasel. Patience. You guys want to see what was just handed to me? This is the the Chinese food I need to eat. It is very zoomed in, so yeah. Yeah, you see how zoomed in this is? Ugh. I mean, it's not bad per se, but you know, it's like when you eat it all the time because of the time of the year, being the very Chinese New Year. You know, I heard something that made me laugh a couple days ago. The fact that now my sister needs to be one of the people who hands out red pockets because she's married now. Something about, you know, before marriage you don't need to hand out red pockets. However, once you are married, then you do. Anyways, it's midnight now. I'm about to end this because, you know, I want to wash my hair. I feel very greasy because I didn't wash my hair this morning. Nom 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 nom. I'll do a couple more resets and then I'll call it for tonight. Wait, bro, it's shiny locked? Impossible. You might be right, it's been over 20 hours of hunting. I really don't want to resort to, you know, trying a different game to get Mewtwo. Because in my Ultra Sun, I already have Latias found and ready to go. I don't want to lose where Latias is just to find Mewtwo on that game and try. Once I find Shiny Mewtwo in this game, whenever that is, I'll need to then find the location of Latios. It is absolutely insane how long this Mewtwo's taken. But that's how shiny hunting is. You never know when it'll happen. It could be very quick or it could take you a very long time. And honestly, for what? Different color pixels in a video game? Yes. Isn't there something to be said about that, though? Like, a shiny adds nothing. It really doesn't. You know, it's not better stat-wise. It's really just a flex, right? Isn't that a test to... Like, what does that say about so many shiny hunters? We do this just for a visual difference, not even anything game-breaking. Well, we're a proud and strong community of shiny hunters. And I'm sure everyone would be like, we? What is this we? There is no we. Whoop. There's an off flavor to what I'm eating right now. Ugh. I really don't want to eat it. Maybe like 5 more minutes of this, and then I'll call it. Hello, welcome. This Mewtwo is taking a very long time to shine. You know, given how the Xerneas hunt went, maybe it would have been better if I didn't get the shiny charm for this. Because it clearly seems like the shiny charm's not working for me. How long I've been shiny hunting? Well, if you mean this, if you mean shiny hunting Mewtwo, it's been like over 22 hours at this point for Mewtwo. If you mean in general, like how many years I've been shiny hunting, started shiny hunting when Sun and Moon came out. So we're coming up to like a decade of shiny hunting for me. However, I started playing Pokemon back in Gen 5. I didn't get into shiny hunting until Gen 7. Yeah, a couple more minutes of this and then I'll call it for tonight. It's getting late. Oh boy, a friend of mine just texted in the group chat. Let's see what he said. I responded with maybe it's time for us to go on a trip together. Oh boy. No, not us, the guys. He's talking to the girl that is obviously interested in him, but he's doesn't feel the same way. You know, we're all rooting for this guy, like, yo, man, she's clearly interested in you. Why not just go for it? You know, he's not interested in her. You can't necessarily force a guy if he has no interest. And you know, I feel like my friend, his expectations are kind of like sky high. Because this girl, she doesn't look bad, you know, she's average. But him, he's saying, he always says she looks like less than average to him. I'm just like, wow. I would love to see what you think of as a 10 out of 10. Because, you know, she looks fine to me. She's not drop-dead gorgeous, but she's also not, like, unbearable to look at, right? She's just average, just a regular-looking girl. So it's like, what's the problem here? You're saying she looks less than average, like, bruh. I'm definitely gonna hit the shower after this. I feel greasy. I feel sweaty. I feel filthy. No way I can go to bed feeling like this. And for what? Just to save it for a shower in the morning after I take a dump? I'll do one more reset after this, and then I'll call it for tonight. Alright, last one for tonight. And what a surprise, no shiny tonight. Again! Next time, we will continue with seeing even more purple Mewtwo's. And not a single one green. Alright, see you guys next time. GG's, do one more. Fine, one more. One more, but that's it. I'll try anything at this point. Ahem! Imagine the last one was shiny because I stuck around for one more. Nope. Okay. Nah, I'm done for tonight. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.